What is up? Welcome back to Cool Kid TCG. I have a matchup today of blue Buggy into blue yellow Nami. Won the dice roll. We're going first. Gonna mold that hand. Definitely, I think it could have been a keepable hand. Then my good friend Gil is on blue yellow Nami. Yellow Nami's kind of got some buffs lately. We have the new Odin that synergizes pretty well with it. There's also the Kuma. Kuma's just a pretty good card. There's also lots of different ways to build this Nami. I've seen Warlords, I've seen Wano package, I've seen just good yellow and blue stuff. So not 100% sure what I'm about to expect here, but we're going to give it a go. The idea, I think, is I need to get a Croc and Mihawk out. I don't have one in my opening hand. I think that's why I mold my hand. But I'm going to be able to find a 2K here. I unfortunately can't grab a Galdino off of Galdino, or I would have. So let's just add the 2K. We do have the promo Buggy Mihawk ready to go. He just puts 2 Dawn on so he can activate leader ability. But we're just going to swing a big 8 to life here, and he's going to take no trigger. Nami's effect is on defense. If she has a Dawn attached, he can pitch a card and become a 7K leader for the turn. And then on offense, if any life is removed at any point, with, like, for example, right there, he hits my life, he gets to draw a card if he's got 7 or less cards in hand. Meanwhile, he taps 1 for a law blocker. I'm going to swing 5 life. And he gives counter there, or excuse me, he becomes a 7K leader, pitches a card. Now we're going to leader ability, Croc and Mihawk, draw 2, trash 1, pitch the promo Bug. We already have 1 in hand, probably going to pitch the second one here, but we go into the Alvita, so we'll pitch 1 of the promo Bug. We still have the other 1 in hand. Think about what else to pitch. We'll pitch the non-counter here with the cross-skilled searcher, and we'll pass. Really want to prioritize getting the Croc and Mihawk out against the removal deck. Blue Yellow Nami could run some removal. There could be Jozu's, for example. There could be Gravity Blades, Red Rocks, etc. Swings 5 life. We'll give a 2K. He's going to tap 6 for Akuma, pitch a card to heal 1. He's back up to 4 life. Akuma also gains an additional cost, so it's 8 costs for this turn. And if it were to be KO'd, he would get to heal again. Gonna swing 5 life. He takes. It's a baby 5 trigger. He gets to draw 2. And then now we're just going to hard cast the promo Buggy into the Mihawk, draw 2, trash 1. Promo Buggy could shut off some Kikanojus. That's a card usually Blue Yellow Nami runs. That's kind of like the main target, get to shut that out. They could also run Hawkins as well, but mainly doing it just to fill up the board. We can 10 cost Buggy. He's going to tap 2 Vernojiko and attempt to bounce the Alvita back to my hand. He has 6 Dawn standing. I'm going to allow him to do this in case he has a Red Rock. I do not want him Red Rocking my Croc and Mihawk. He does tap 6 for another Kuma, so he gets to heal again. And then he's going to swing 7 life. We'll take no trigger. And then he's going to be able to swing 6, but we can turn our Mihawk sideways. But yeah, potentially he potentially could have not had a Red Rock there, but I'm just not going to fall for it just in case he does. We're going to play this Alvita back down right here, draw 3, trash 2. Probably pitch the 2 we just drew. And then now we can leader ability, tap 5, and play the Buggy, get him out, bottom deck one of the Kumas. So now, at this point, we can swing a 5 life, which we will, and he can just become a 7K leader for the turn, and then we're just going to pass it back to him. We could have swung Croc and Mihawk or the Mihawk, just more value in that. It means the 7K leader at that point. I believe, actually, did he have a Dawn on? He potentially could have not had a Dawn on. But yeah, I don't want to turn the Croc and Mihawk, because I always don't want to give a reason to be able to, especially with no blocker. I guess we just have the Mihawk. He swings 7. We have to give 2K, 1K. He still has all 10 Dawn. He's going to tap 8 for the Rush Luffy. He's going to be able to pitch a card, which he does, to give Arrested Dawn and then bounce a 4 cost. I reminded him he can't bounce the Alvita. He's like, yeah, that's fine. Just want the extra Dawn. But I was like, you can bounce the Nojiko back to your hand. And he's like, okay. So he's going to give the Dawn to leader, I believe. So now he's going to swing 8 life. We'll take this one, no trigger. He gets to draw for leader effect. And now he's going to swing another 8 life, I believe. So we will give a 7 2K. Or we'll turn the Mihawk Blacker sideways for 7 and then give a 2K. So now here we can Buggy again. We will Buggy. We're going to start with a 5 life. He's going to pitch a Red Rock for leader ability, becomes 7K for the turn. And we're just going to play over this. But first, let's search for another Buggy for next turn potentially. So we're going to search top 4. We're not going to be able to find a Buggy. We're not going to be able to find counter, but we can add a Mihawk We'll probably just pitch this card for the Buggy. So yeah, now I'm just thinking about what's the best target here. The Kuma could be a better target because of the fact that I can't KO him. If I KO it in battle, he's going to be able to heal. I'm going to swing 12 into it, but ultimately deciding to do it this way just because he has the blocker on board, and he gave a ton of counter right there. A ton of cards in hand, blocker on board. I think that the immediate value of the Luffy's more, so I wanted to make sure I cleared that one first, ensure I got that one, and then I put a ton of pressure on him to try to get rid of that other one, and he might have just given it to us just to heal. But in the meantime, he's going to swing 7. We'll give 2K 1K. He's going to swing another 7 here. But in between that, he's going to tap 8 for a kid blocker and burn one of our lives. Now he's swinging 7. I'm debating whether to just give the Mihawk blocker or block counter, which is what I do. Then he gets to cycle at the end of the kid turn. So now, I don't think we have a Buggy. We can play it. We're going to swing 12 into the 9. He lets it die. We're going to spend 5 life. He pitches card to become 7K for the turn. And then now I think the move is just hard cast the Buggy, bottom deck the Kuma, which I will do. I think I do the order of operations slightly wrong here because I'm going to pass it back to him. I guess I don't swing at life. I could have swung my other Buggy, so I missed a potential swing there, but yeah, he's going to swing at 15 life. We'll just give the Mihawk blocker, stay up 1 life. And then now here's where I'm going to make... I can't kill him this turn, I don't believe. Well, I could potentially, but he's going to become a 7K leader. I need all my swings to go through. Potentially, maybe I should have just taken the hit. But I'm going to miss sequence here. And I'm going to tell him I missed sequence, and he's going to be a really cool guy and allow me to do what I should have done. But the idea here is I don't think I can kill him, so I'm just going to hard cast the Croc and Mihawk and hope I draw into a 4-cost blocker and play that down. That's my hope. Even if it's a Richie, I'd play that down. But what I first should do is swing the Croc and Mihawk that I have already on board. So I'm going to hard cast, draw 2, trash 1. I do draw into a blocker. I have to pitch 1. I'm going to pitch the 3,000 Worlds. But now I'm realizing that how I missed sequence, and he's like, dude, just go ahead and swing the Croc and Mihawk. So I swing the Croc and Mihawk. He gives does leader ability and gives a 1K, and then I'm just going to play down the Kabaji blocker. Now we're going to search with the Cross-Guild Searcher in hand, and we're going to be able to add a 2K here. We have 1 card in hand, and it's a 2K. We have 1 Dawn. All we can really do is just swing our Buggies out. We can put pressure on him, get him to a spot where we can win the game. He's thinking on trigger, and it's a Slave Arrow trigger. He gets to draw 2 and then bottom deck 2. Only remaining swings I have are leader, which I'm not going to be able to get up to 7, and the other Buggy. And I'm going to pass. The reason being is I just got scared he was going to trigger a Kikinoju, or maybe a Satori or something like that. I think I have game next turn unless he like massively blockers up with my 3 Buggies. So yeah, I didn't want him to trigger like a Kikinoju or something. I didn't want to take the chance. That's why I passed right there. He's going to tap 2 for a Nojiko and attempt to bounce the Kabaji back to my hand. I could pitch the Moji, but I'm just going to let him do that because I know that the only rusher he could play was an 8-cost rusher, which is what he does. And he's going to swing 8 and then 7. Excuse me, 8 and then 6. I could just give it a 2K bounce back. So now we go. I believe he has 3 cards in hand, and we could just swing our Buggies out. So we're going to swing 12. He takes no trigger. 12 again. He takes no trigger. Then 22. So we're able to get the dub here. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, we're fortunate we had 3 Buggies. We were able to get the Buggies out and bottom deck all the Kumas and the kids pretty much. One thing I think was a little bit unfortunate for him is he didn't get an Odin out. If he gets an Odin out, there's not a lot we can do. I mean, we can bottom deck it, but he can just keep pitching 2 cards, which he probably would. So, yeah, I think this game might change a little bit if one of those Kuma plays is an Odin. But, you know, we were able to get the dub here. Let me know in the comments anything I could do differently. Really appreciate you guys, and see you next time.